The hawks are pretty active, so Don's gonna walk with me. You know, it's Mother's Day, help carry my equipment so I can go set it up on the nest. I was pretty excited to see the babies for the first time yesterday. Maybe today I can get more than one head at a time.
My girl's doing her thing on Mother's Day. She's got her camera all set up. And she's trying to find them hawks up there.
Yeah, it's harder to set up than you think. The tripod's got to be stable. The lens, I got to remember to turn. You're supposed to turn off stabilization when you put the camera up, when you move it around. So, and then turn it back on when you use it, and then manual focus versus autofocus. And it's a little dark up there right now, but the camera will probably be down here all day. Surprise, surprise. Yesterday I had to clean the lens because it had pollen all over it. I guess I've used it for so many hours out here this spring. I had not had reason to, or hadn't thought about cleaning it, but it sure did need it.
Yeah, well, the little kitty cat's here keeping her company too.
And the poison ivy.
Yeah.
I'm on my way to the environmental park, but I stopped to restart the camera. I see Mom sitting up there in the nest. Hey Ruby, you want to go for a ride? A group of people here were raiding the gym, so I thought, well, I'll raid with them. It's crowded again. 10 plus cars easy.
Yeah, so I like to just talk out loud and run all this by so you can listen and see if it makes any sense. And also, just hearing it helps me think through it a little bit better.
Sure. Just like the good old days at IBM and trying to solve PMRs.
Yeah, I used to go into like Rollins' office and I explained all these things that I've done to try to figure out what's going on and what the symptoms are. You know, what key diagnostics procedures I was focusing on. And then half the time, and he wouldn't even say a word, it would dawn on me, oh, I didn't check this. And then I'd go back and check that, and quite a few times that was the problem. So just kind of running through a verbal list helps you, or at least helps me, sort out my thinking. So I'm sorting out my thinking on this handrail.
On the handrail.
Because I'm going to put the handrail on the steps now.
This 4x4 is from the old swing set at my former house. And Don is going to reuse this as part of the handrail. And it's past time to get these stuck bolts off of it. Yeah, Don was explaining a lot of stuff to me. I guess the two posts for the handrail will be approximately 12 inches apart, and the main thing I gathered is that they're not going to be flush with the bottom of the step because you don't want to make a rotting situation where they would wick up moisture. There will be enough of an air gap there that it can always dry out underneath and won't wick up if there's a puddle. This thing is basically going to sit on and I guess be bolted to the boardwalk area, which is different than how the full current, I called it stairs yesterday, but stairs are. Anyway, he's got it under control, and I was glad to listen to help him out and get it sorted in his head, and I don't need to understand every last little thing about it, but he sounds like he's got a great plan. Yeah, if I'm interpreting what Don's doing in the order of things he's doing, he wants to make sure when we take off the back steps, start digging over there, put up the frame for the boardwalk, that we can get steps back on the house sooner than later. And all of this is designed to make sure that that happens. I mean, it's, you know, no big deal to me if I have to go out the front for a day or two, or step on some cinder blocks at the end of the day that we just sit in place overnight, or any of that stuff. But I appreciate that he's not gonna move everything out and it be down for over a week and, you know, be a mess. So
yeah, well, it could be a real muddy mess because you know what
there's
happens,
no grass under there, obviously.
Grass, and also when I start digging, it'll start raining because, you know, it's me.
Well, we're not supposed to have any rain except for a small chance Monday morning. at
see
6
about that.
a.m. And the rest of the week is only supposed to be dry and get hotter as the week goes on. So
You say so.
that's what I say. Your weather girl. I've always been your weather girl. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Hey, sweetheart. Hi. Lest you think he wasn't close by today. He is. Hey, buddy. Tux. Hi. Yes, I'm right here, bud.
Yeah, there we go. That's my girl. Oops.
I'm on my bench and I've moved the tripod over, which does an even better job of getting that one dead branch that's kind of sticking up there out of the way of the video. Well, I came down here and I cleaned out the nest from the nesting cup inside this bluebird box. You can see the nest here. No sign of anything gone wrong, but they really like to rebuild or start from scratch with their nests. And so it's totally, gotta love airplanes. It's totally an okay / good idea to come and clean the nesting box out. They may still have absolutely another brood this year, make another nest, the same bluebirds, and put more new eggs. So it's cleaned. I got bugs and insects and spiders and things that, you know, aren't good. And, you know, it's good to keep an idea on the nest box for snakes and mites and other things that could be detrimental to the bluebird. So anyway, it's all cleaned out. Not the funnest job ever, but necessary. Yeah, the man of the yard is out here walking with me. Come on, buddy. No chance he won't come. Wow, look at how much better that looks. Don said if he sanded it, it would look almost as good as new, and I totally agree.
Yeah, so
totally agree.
We're gonna use these ones I already had, and then we'll I mean, it's gonna take a little while to clean them up, but I mean, I'm a quarter done. I've done 2 of the 8 sides because I got the swap ends.
Sure, it looks great.
So it looks like it's gonna work fine.
Don's finished sanding, and he said he's cutting a dado into the side of that 4x4 now. One of the great things about the Ego electric self-propelled mower is that you can just run the self-propelled part. I want to get it up to the street to mow by our mailbox. And, you know, this is uphill here. And why kill myself getting it up the hill when it'll just take itself up the hill? I haven't done up here the last 2 times I've mowed because I've honestly just been pretty wore out. Or it's been at the end of the day and time to cook dinner, or the bugs were bothering me, or probably all 3 of those reasons. But it needs it up here, and I thought, well, you know, this is a totally separate piece of grass. Just let me get the lawnmower up here and just do this, especially on the mailbox side, do this little bit of grass up here. Well, I survived, and I do mean survive because there's probably 10 fire ant mounds up here, this one being the tallest. And I really had to watch out for those. And, you know, also there's poison ivy along our tree line over there, and I couldn't get too close. Hopefully I didn't come into contact with it growing in the grass that I didn't see. Wow, Donnie, you do good work.
Oh, thank you, sweetie.
What do you call this groove again?
A dado.
A dado. I saw you using the radio alarm saw to do it this time.
Right.
Instead of the other table saw. It came out really nice and even. And look at the fit from the side that you see all the time.
Yeah. So hopefully the boards, when they shrink, that the gap will still be there. It's going to be hard to say. I might have cut just a scooch too big, the notch in the wood here. This piece, I might have cut it just a little too big.
Well, I think it looks good. And you said you wanted things to be able to air out and dry up. And
this is purpose so that water doesn't get trapped, because remember the deck's going to be right here.
Yep.
And there's no pressure downwards on this. This is strictly a handrail back and forth this way and
that really looks nice.
So when I'm going to put a bolts, 2 bolts this way, and then at least 1, maybe 2 bolts this way. So it'll be, you know, this is...
It won't move.
It ain't going to move. Yeah.
So Don's already cut out the dado on the second support for the handrail.
Yeah, so I'm going to...
But now he needs to cut out the spot in the step where it's going to slide into.
Yeah, I'm going to notch it, and then it'll go all the way back and mount to that.
Right. You can see how far in the one is, and this one is still out because the group, you know, the slot for it to slide into has not been cut
Normally
yet.
I would put a foot between here, but I'm going to space this. I kind of got in a little trouble right here. This is right on the edge of that board, and so I'm going to do it a little bit better this time. I probably should have did this one first. It would have been easier to practice with. That one was a little bit more tricky. 50 of these bolts, and they're like, maybe I should just drill a hole in here
and recess them a smidge.
a little recess them a smidge, because I don't really want to buy bolts when you have 50 bolts. Let me go.
Look one more time.
Well, no, I got 2. I found 2 bolts that I think are longer than that, and only 2, and I need, well, ideally 8. Scooch over, but that's all right.
Scooch over an inch.
That's an inch. Cool. So that should do it. Now all we got to do is drill the hole.
Well, besides the fact that it let you use the bolts you wanted to use, it also looks kind of snazzy that way.
Yeah. Thank you.
I mean, it's flush. You can't accidentally hurt yourself on it. I think it looks cool.
Thank you, sweetheart.
It was a plan.
Yeah,
it was a plan. All along, it was a plan.
Yeah, all along, that's exactly what I had decided that we were going to do.
Don's glad those bolts are all in.
That's right. You know, this side is not so nice. This one up here I'm pretty happy with, but this is good. But honest, I got 2 bolts in this way and 2 bolts in that way. This is an inch and this tread thing's an 1.5 inches thick. So honest to God, you're not going anywhere. This handrail, 2 4x4 posts are like super strong.
Steak, eggs, and Brussels sprouts.